students, welcome back. Hope you all are good. Now let's start with the seventh chapter from our textbook, First Flight. This chapter is about glimpses of India. Glimpses means just partial view, overview of the India, the various places. Out of that, it is divided into three parts. First part is a baker from Goa. Second, Kurg. Third, tea from Assam. A baker from Goa is written by Lucio Rodriguez. Kurg, the author is Lokesh Ebrol, and Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. So let's start with the first part, a baker from Goa. This is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in his society. It's a pen portrait where a person has written the about the traditional Goan village baker, how the baker is having the importance, still existence is there, and what role he plays in that society. So let's start with the first paragraph. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days. The Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread, those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. Now, as our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgic. Reminiscing nostalgic means where they start on thinking about their past and they feel little bit sad after thinking about the past. They feel nostalgic. That is a kind of feeling. And the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished. The eaters, those who eat that bread, would have vanished. Here the vanish means disappear, or here we can say no more. They are not still in existence. But the makers are still there. The people, those who eat that loaves of bread, are not in existence, or they are no more. But the makers who make that breads are still there. We still have amongst us the mixers and the molders and those who bake the loaves. So, how can we show the presence or the existence of the makers? By we still have that mixers, that blenders, which knead the dough of that loaf of bread. The molders means which gives the shape, mold, specific shape and size. And those who bake the loaves, and the people who bake the loaves. It doesn't mean that the person who baked in that era is still available. It is the generation who have learned that same thing from their forefathers or from their ancestors or from their fathers. So the generation is still available with us. Those age old time testes furnaces are still exist. That furnaces, that earth which is used for preparing the loaves is still in existence. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished, which shows that the further generation is still using that furnaces. That old things have been still used by the further generation. It shows that the things have been used by the generations. The thud and the jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning. That the traditional baker's bamboo, that the baker who is going from door to door selling the loaves of the bread, he shows his arrival by announces arrival by beating the bamboo stick on the floor, and can still be heard in some places. And still even that in the morning at present also you can hear that jingling and thud sound of the bamboo in the streets. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. As I already told that maybe the father who have started this profession wouldn't be alive, but the same profession have been carried by his son. These bakers are even today known as pedar in Goa. The bakers who prepare this kind of loaves of bread are known as pedar. The profession which have been carried by the bakers, they are called as pedar in Goa. Right? So let's move on to the next paragraph. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide. He used to come at least twice a day. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. So, during our childhood, our means here authors, right? The author's childhood, he used to come twice a day, and he was the companion and the friend and the guide of the children, especially of the author. And he used to visit twice a day, once when he started his journey for selling, and when he returned after emptying his huge basket. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from the sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. Now that jingling sound had wake up from our dream. We used to run to meet and greet him. Why was it so? I don't know why it was so. Why we used to run to meet him? Not at all just for the love of that, for the loaf of bread. The loaves were bought by some Paskin or Bastin, the maid servant of our house. That loaf of bread would have been purchased, would have been taken by the maid servant, the female servant of our house. What we long for, what we were willing for or longing for, we don't know that why we were waiting so eagerly to meet him. What we were longing for were those bread bangles which were chosen carefully. We were longing, we were willing to get that bread bangles. Nowadays we call it as a donut. Sometime it was sweet bread of special make. Sometimes it was sweet made by some specially for us. Now let's move on to the third paragraph. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound on his specially made bamboo staff. One hand supported the basket, and on his head the other hand banged the bamboo on the ground. So now the baker used to make his musical entry by making the jingling sound, the third sound of that bamboo stick. With the one hand he used to make the sound, and with the other hand he used to support the basket on his head, and he would greet the lady of the house with good morning. He used to meet the lady by wishing them good morning, and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would push aside with mild rebuke. Now obviously, as this vendors come at that time, what is the habit of the kids? They just try to go and peep in the basket, that what is there in that basket. And but what happened, that we kids would be pushed aside with mild rebuke. Mild, just mildly we used to get scolded, that it's a sign of disapproval, that don't come closer, be at back. And loaves would be delivered to the servant. By this kind of disapproval, just mildly we were supposed to move back. No harsh words were used, but yes, it was a disapproval sign that we were not supposed to come closer, and the loaves of the breads were delivered to the servants. But we would not give up. As we would be given mild rebuke, we would never give up. We used to keep on doing what we used to do. We would climb a bench or the parapet and peep into the basket. Parapet means just the protecting wall for that bamboo bread which have been kept in that basket. So that's parapet of that basket. We used to just try to peep into that basket, and somehow I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. Still, I can remember the typical fragrance, scent, aroma. Still, I can remember the typical aroma, the scent of that bread, those loaves for the elders, and the bangles for the children. That loaves for the elders and the bread bangles for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. And why should we? Now, the author is giving the excuse that he can remember that fragrance, that scent, that aroma of that bread, right? The typical loaves. So now he is not worried. He don't care whether he have brushed his teeth or he have washed his mouth. And now he is giving the excuse that he is that much craving for that breads, that he's saying that, have you ever seen the tiger brushing the teeth? No. And who would take trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? As nowadays, especially in the cities, we use the brush to brush our teeth, but in the villages you'll find that the kids or the elders, they'll pluck the neem leaves or the neem stick or the mango leaves to brush their teeth. So now the author is craving that much for that loaf that he is neither bothered about brushing his teeth or washing his mouth. And why it is necessary at all? Now he's saying that why it is necessary. We have never ever seen the tiger brushing his teeth. Hot tea would wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So this is the where the author have given the importance of the loaves in his life, that how much that loaf is important for him. And so this is the oral comprehension check, that what are the elders in the Goa nostalgic about? Is bread making still popular in Goa? Yes, bread making is still popular in the Goa, that we can see that the furnaces have been still used. The fire in that furnaces have not been extinguished. It shows that the bread making is still popular in the Goa. That is how we